What are you? Beatley. There's a bug on my window. I'm quite curious. Hey everyone, it's Emmy. I'm back again with some simple beauty tips. If you're new or creeping, make sure that you click subscribe for all the new videos that are coming soon. This week's video was requested by Kate Baker and she wants to know how to do blue or green eyeshadow. I know you're probably thinking it's simple, there's nothing to think about, it's just applying eyeshadow. But with blue and green, the pigment can be a bit strange and trying to get it as bright as you're wanting it can actually be a lot more difficult than you think. First, you've got to think about the pigment of your eyeshadows that you're using. If you think in terms of hair colour, blue dyes tend to disappear a lot more quickly than anything with a red in. Red is a nightmare to get out of your hair, it's a nightmare to get off walls, it's a pain in the arse, but blue is a lot easier to cover up or to let fade. Therefore, in my opinion, blues and greens can be some of the hardest colours to use. The other one, of course, is yellow. Not that that's a hard pigment to get right, although I'm still yet to find the perfect yellow. But with that, because it's such a light colour, especially on someone who is quite pale or has a yellow undertone, it doesn't tend to show up very well, which is by the by, but I find that that one's the hardest one to get right for me. But blues and greens are a very close second. They're a pain. They are a pain. So what I would recommend first is probably to find the best pigmented eyeshadow that you can. I would highly recommend My Beauty brand. I know that all of their colours are really pigmented and really good quality. So if you want to check them out and if you want to buy any of their stuff, then make sure you use the code EMMYBOSSELLI at checkout to get 30% off. We like a deal. So yeah, first tip, get a really pigmented colour if you can. If you can't, there are some ways that we can hopefully get around it. So before we start, I am using the crappiest palette that I own. It's some generic no brand thing from eBay or Amazon. It's got a bunch of different colours which have leaked into each other a bit lately. It's got lots of colours, which is cool, which is why I wanted it, and I tend to use it more for special effects stuff because I don't really care about this palette. It's not necessarily the worst thing in the world. It was very cheap. I'm not sure about the pigmentation of things. Probably crappy. I mean, any colours that I have dug into, I've had to really dig into to get pigment. This is mainly just to show that you can use whatever you've got access to. So first off, the Holy Grail, the thing that's going to help you the most in any bright colour situation is white eye primer. Honestly, if you're trying to get a colour to pop, this is what you need. So with white, you're making a blank canvas, making it paper white so that every colour has a chance to pop. It's honestly the best decision that you can make if you want to do bright eye makeup. This one is battered, but I love it and I've used it to death. And I'm still not at the bottom yet. I've barely got into it really. There's some purple in there for some reason. How have I got purple in there? I don't even wear purple. But this one is NYX's version. You can get whichever one you can, but I find this one's really good. I use a finger. I'm probably using the wrong finger. But I always use a finger because I can pat it in really well. But you can use a brush if you want. If I'm going to do a cut crease, which I might do today, then I will use a brush to get that good clean line. But if you're just getting it everywhere, then you might as well. I mean, this looks no different because I am white. I'm very, very white. I also get just under the eye, kind of where I would probably put the under eye makeup stuff. Oh, contact, get back in my eye. If you're doing something where you're going to be blending, then what I do is I set it with a light or white if you've got it. I do have white, in fact. I don't have white because I killed it. A white or practically white eyeshadow, set the whole thing that you've put down, and then your colour's going to still pop over it, but you're going to be able to blend it properly. I'm not really explaining this very well, am I? No. Do I care anymore? Nah. This one that I've just packed on here is from the Find Your Fire palette from Primark. Might still be available, might not be. But their Beam, it's kind of like a bone, excuse me, a bone colour. And I'm just going to pack that across my lid. We also don't want to swipe because we've got everything where we want it to be. So I would recommend you do a different technique if you're going to do a block colour. Like, I'm going to make it pop up somewhere, but if you're doing like a colour block wing or something, then you probably want to put the eye primer down. And instead of setting it with your white-ish eyeshadow, you just want to pack on the colour that you're wanting to be on there. It'll set the primer, and you can kind of just skip a step because you're just gonna be colour blocking, you're not blending. If you're blending and you just put the colour straight on, I find that it gets a bit weird. It doesn't stick as well, becomes patchy. This way kind of gets rid of all of that, in my humble opinion. Now I look really creasy. I'm so pretty. I'm gonna clean some brushes though, because otherwise it's gonna get muddy, because I've used browns and oranges lately. But we're going a different colour today. Something else that you can invest in is a good packing brush. If you have a look. This is what I would call a packing brush, but on the handle it says a short shader. I don't know what that means, but to me it's a packing brush. It's got short bristles and it will hold the colour really well so you can dab it on. It's not a blending brush, not even slightly. You don't swipe. Swiping is not a good thing with this brush. Just pat, 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 pat where you want it. It's really good when you're trying to build up that colour. What colour do I want to use? I think I want to use this green and that blue with maybe that in the middle. Thoughts? Why am I asking your opinion? I can't hear you, okay? Let me know if you think it was the right decision. Pigment. Packing brushes are honestly great when you're trying to get a good bit of pigment on the go. It always looks terrible before you blend and before you put lashes on. Blend this away, blend that away, blend this away, my old blend. It's okay if it's not quite how you're wanting it to be. We can put more on. We can start again if we really need to. And don't worry too much about the fact that it's going into your eyebrows. I'm not worried at all. Right, I'm suitably shreked. If you're going to be changing your colours, invest in one of these. They're really good. That was green and it's not anymore. So get one of these sponges. They're really cool. I'm going to use this nice sea foamy colour now. This blue does not want to be very pigmented. But what I'm doing is trying to put it in a more localised area. But this blue doesn't want to show up because it is a transition colour. It's harder to see where it is. But we're not going to put it nearly as far out as what we did the green. Try and keep it just a little bit more tight. Is one going to be better than the other? Absolutely. Absolutely. Have I gone insane already? Yes. Honestly, this just made it a different green. Why do I do this? Why have I done this? Next, we're going to put on this blue. I'm also going to do about half of the lid with it. We've gotten muddy and it's all my own fault. We can fix this. I'm sure we can fix it. Cut, crease, cut, crease, cut, crease, cut, crease. It's the only time I will use a brush for this primer. Used a really pale blue, iridescent-y kind of blue. Hey, thank you, Winks. I'm going to do some extra stuffs and you're going to see in just a minute. In montage time. Are my eyelashes falling off? Yes, but Is this look a success? Also, yes. I had a mini freak out thinking it was going terribly, and then remembered you gotta wait till you finished, and then you'll know whether it's good or not. I hope this has helped you guys, especially you, Kate. If any of you have any requests, make sure you put them in the comments below. I'm going to be lurking around there anyway, so if you want to talk to me, I'll be there. If you haven't already, make sure you like, share, subscribe, and click that notification bell for new videos. I'll see you soon, and I hope you have a really great day. Bye!